Right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Tier 2. Please check that everyone can hear me. Right. They can. Hello, everybody. Welcome to PRL. We are back for Tier 2. It is round 9. We are here at Japan for what should be the continuation of a very exciting championship battle. Currently, we have two front runners at the front, the two Alpha Tauris of LX and Eat My Dust. And it's going to be a wet race. Whew. Okay, can only go badly. We have 20 drivers. Oh, maybe not, apparently. We have 20 drivers here. Round 9, it's Japan. It's going to be a fun one, a lovely track, but can be chaotic. We're going to have a dry qualifying, so at least we can get some dry running in. And if you give me 2 seconds, I'm just going to make sure that Racing Tools is working, because these guys have had statistics since round 5, so I want to make sure it's working. So give me 2 seconds. Hello, Krasianos. How are you doing? We do have Racing Tools. These guys are going to get statistics, and it saves me having to manually enter everything, which takes me about an hour and a half because I have to do everyone's grid position, everyone's fastest lap, and all that funky shit. We're going to jump on board with LX. He is going to be the one we're focusing on, your championship leader. The two Alpha Tauris are going to be the main focus of this race. We have Fast, who is about 14 points behind, I believe, so can definitely still be a factor if he has a cracking race. I'm doing all right yourself. I'm good, mate. I'm good. Much better after Tier 1 yesterday. If you haven't seen that stream, it's because it doesn't exist, actually. Take that back. I wasn't well. But it was a good race. Sorry you missed out. Yeah, Fast is a little bit back. And those are the 3 probably championship contenders heading into these last 2 rounds. I would certainly not mind if maybe we had equal points in both Tier 1 and Tier 2, which is what we have in Tier 1, me and Mr. Cookie. And I would not be surprised, actually, if both Dust and Alex are relatively on equal points come the end of this race. But we will stay on board with LX, and we will see what he can do. We recently did a PRL race around here, so I'm going to know what lap times are good in terms of quali. And where's Dust actually in relation? Dust is there. He's still in the pits. Hello, Triple. How you doing? Shame you can't be here. Alex is going to be the one we're going to focus on his first flying lap in this beautiful, beautiful track. Comes down to the main straight. Important to get a good exit out of the final corner to take the speed going into what is a very, very tricky left-hander, right-hander even. I'm doing well, Triple. I'm doing very well. Alex taking this pretty calmly. Migrating host. Fast has left the session. Fantastic. That can only be good. Okay. Fuck me. 2 seconds. Let's see what's happened to him. He's been kicked. Fast. You should have an invite now, mate. As Jay-Z comes across the line and he sets a 28.4. We'll look at the lap data. Hopefully Fast should be able to get back in as soon as possible. And it doesn't look like the lobby is glitched too much for the moment. I think when you're in quali, it's not too bad. Alex has set the fastest second sector. He's on a purple lap. coming up to this pretty tricky chicane. What can he do in that AlphaTauri? How far ahead is he going to put it of JZ? Kadoy with a 29.2 slots himself into P2. We've got Lichi, Goe, Johansson, Chris and Rat who have all set times, and it is a 27.8 for LX. Not a bad time at all. Dust is still in the pits, and obviously Farth is in the pits. JZ got a cook. He does indeed. McLaren are in a fight with Alpine, who have both their drivers. We've had a few Discord issues, unfortunately. I think people checking in and the game, or the whatever it is, the app not letting them check in. Everything looks all right for now. Kevin on his, yeah, he's coming in. And is Farth back in the session? Farth, if you're watching, let me know if you're back in the session, mate. I sent you an invite. Elsewhere, Boulay has gone 4 tenths behind LX, so LX has a pretty comfy gap at the moment. Dust, who is not having any issues, and is just going to wait till the track ramps up a little bit before setting his time. Probably, you're not back in? Right, let me send you on. Right, you should have one now, mate. I've just sent you one on PSN. Has it desynced or anything? No, it doesn't look alright. It's not too bad, Jimmy. Everyone looks like they are still where they're meant to be. Farth has joined. There we go. I'm not sure who's hosting the lobby now, but hopefully Farth is back in, and that should keep things stable. If not, we will just restart. We'll do quali, and then we'll restart the lobby for the race. Dom has gone P6, Iron Kid in P4, very nice done from them. Skillet up into P4, Kadoy's host. Oh god. Okay, we will see. We'll see how that goes. Fingers crossed. Fabi, the debutant in the Red Bull, is on his. Is this his first time lap? It looks like it is, and he is going to come across the first sector split. Is he going to go purple? He is indeed with a 31.7. Very, very nicely done from him. Rides the curb a little bit, but looks like he has quite a lot of ride height on that car, because that did not bottom out at all. 11 people watching. How are we all doing? It says Fappy went purple. I do not trust this game in the slightest, because it says everyone goes purple all the time. But we know Fabi is quick, or I know Fabi's quick. So we'll see how far ahead of Alex he can put himself. And hopefully Farth can get out as soon as possible in the other Red Bull. Dust still not out. We've had, it looks like a red flag. Oh no, he's invalidated. That's why. It's been a long day. Fabi's invalidated. So that's not going to be a time lap for him. JZ, the first of the front runners to come on his second out lap. And Fabi will be jumping into the pits. Farth is still in the pits. Simon is on his first time lap. He's gone purple in the first sector, last week's race winner. So we know he has got pace. Can he carry on that pace into Japan? Coming up to the hairpin. Corner I certainly struggled. It looks like he's got it turned in nicely. No wiggle on the rear. Nicely done. Powering down the long, long right-hander. Barely a corner, if at all. Can he get this double left-hander nailed? Looks like he has clipped the apex nicely. He doesn't use much curb on the left, which he can do, and runs out a little bit wide on the exit. So we'll have scrubbed off a little bit of speed there. But looks like he is doing all right for the moment. Coming across the second sector split. What is it going to be? Is it going to be a fake purple? It is a purple. I don't know if that's real or not. We will see come the end of this lap whether Simon can carry over that pace. Looks like we've got another yellow flag even. Simon coming through the last chicane, and he spun it. He spun it. Looks like he was on for a very good lap there, and he has spun it. He should be able to get back into the pits. He will indeed. So we'll not have to go around again. So that is a shame for him. Waste of it. Oh. Okay. Fair enough. With a 139.2, so he's at the back. Dust still in the pits. Farth on his outlap. So we will be keeping a keen eye on what he can do. Probably, on his day, the quickest driver here, I'd say. By about a tenth or two from LX and Dust, and probably Simon as well. Kadoy is also very, very good in quali. So there's quite a lot of contenders for pole at the moment. Farth is going to be the one we are taking a keen eye on for the rest of his lap. I can't quite remember what sector times LX did. Dust still in the pits with 8 seconds to go. He's cutting this very, very fine. and is not giving himself much room for error. Farth looks like he's running a little bit wide, didn't quite clip the apex, but as the other LX has retired from the session, looks like he's retired on track for whatever reason. Oh no, he's a Ferrari. Oh no, he has just binned it. Okay, that is a shame for him. Farth looks like he did a 31.5, which is about 2 tenths quicker than Simon went. And hopefully the Red Bull of Fabi does not get in the way of Farth on his teammates out. His time lap looks like he's getting out of the way quite nicely, as well as the Alfa Romeo. I think that's of Bully on his out lap. So Farth is not going to be impeded by those two. Looks like they had a little bit of a coming together. And Farth, can he get it turning nicely? Takes a lot more curb. Oh, he's taken that really nicely. Much better than Simon did. Carried so much more speed. This is a fantastic lap from Farth. Here we go. Is he going to get a little bit of a slipstream from the Alpine? Looks like he might have got a tiny one. He's going to go purple. It's 11.1. I think that was exactly the same as Simon. Unless I'm missing something. Hopefully he does not spin it like Simon did coming up to the final chicane. Gets that done nicely. Puts the power down. Does he take a wide line? He doesn't. He cuts right to the corner, the inside of the corner. It's going to be a 27.9. Almost exactly a tenth behind LX. So Farth has a little bit of time to find. Dust is still in the pits. What is he doing? Alright, suit yourself, man. The man who is P2 in the championship is deciding that he does not need to qualify around a very tough track to overtake Fabi. We will jump on board with him and we will see what he can do. He was looking pretty quick on his time lap before he invalidated. And what is it going to be through the first sector? How is it going to compare to his teammate? It is going to be exactly the same as his teammate. So Fabi definitely got pace. The Honda-powered cars are particularly quick, in Tier 2. They have been dominating, although AlphaTauri probably have a very, very good chance to clinch the Constructors today. At some point, I will do the maths, probably in the middle of the race when it gets a bit boring. I'll do the maths and we'll work out whether AlphaTauri have or have not won. I think they need to outscore Red Bull by like 13 points or something around that. Oh, no, they don't. They're quite a way ahead. God, actually, they might have it wrapped up. Not already. And it's 11.3 for Fabi. It's a very nice done from him. He's looking like he might well match Alex's time. He goes a little bit wide going into the chicane. That's going to cost him a bit of time, and he takes a very, very wide line. Coming out the corner, it's going to cost him even more time. He's probably not going to beat the pole time. It's a 28.1 for Fabi. Kevin has gone P4. Nicely done from him. Simon on his first proper time up. Alex goes even quicker with a 27.5, and Dust is still in the pits. Okay, Dust. You do you, man. Two Piper boys at the back, not showing much pace at the moment. Hopefully they will be looking to improve. Jimmy Jags up in P12, nicely done from him. The McLarens are P9 and P14, whilst the Alpines are P6 and P10. So Alpine looking like they will be extending their lead in the Constructors' Championship. Dust risking it. He's indeed, I don't know what he's doing. I have not a clue. Looks like the lobby is all good for the moment. Bulle also the one, he put himself up into P2. I believe that is Alex's good friend as well. So they are 1 and 2 for the moment. And I'm sure Bulle will not be particularly keen to attack his friend on the race start, knowing he has a championship to fight for. So that could be crucial for LX. Who else is on a timed lap? It looks like Godoy's in the garage. Jay-Z, is he on a timed lap? Looks like he is. We will stay on board with him and we'll see what he can do. Currently about 9 tenths off the pole time, but we know he's got good pace. He's going to almost spin. That's going to cost him a lot of time. And I imagine he will not be quicker than his previous time on this lap. Oh, he's run really wide, and there you go. Just bottomed out over the corner, and that is going to be his lap ruined. Dust finally on his out lap. He got enough time to get in and out? He definitely doesn't. He's got 1 time lap. Jesus, as Jimmy Jags has retired from the session, and it looks like that's coming out of the final call. Yeah, Jimmy Jags. How have you typed that quickly, man? Fair play. Brother is living on his phone. Farth has left the session again. Jesus. Fast. I will send you another one now. That is not letting me invite him. Brilliant. Sorry, everyone who's missing the stream. $14 people watching the race. Hello, everyone. Where is Fast? I hope to God he's here. Invite sent. There we go. Right, we are on board with Dust. He is going to be setting his first time lap. Takes that very nicely. Hope he doesn't clip the corner on the inside. He doesn't. That looks like a pretty good first corner from him. Runs a little bit wide. That's going to compromise him. Definitely scrubbed off a little bit more speed than he'd be wanting to. But still, nicely done. Fast, do let me know if you're back in, mate. Or when you get back in. Hopefully I've sent you an invite on EA. Because it was not letting me on PSN. There we go. Dust with a... I did not... Is the calendar already done for... Oh my God! The Haas just sat in the middle of the track. Who was that? That was Franz. Just sat in the middle of the track. Well, I don't know. Looks like just saw him lot late. And that's a 5-second penalty. A 5 grid place penalty for Dust. Which he is not going to be happy with. I imagine that is going to be a fuck me indeed. Yeah, what's going on with your internet, mate? You've been booted out. Probably your internet's fine. I don't know what's going on. See if I can send you another one. Alex is in such a strong position here. Apologies, this isn't the quality stream you'd all been wanting. Fast, mate. It's not letting me invite you on PSN. I'll try again. You in? Sweet. Happy days. Right, that is Dust qualifying over. He's P20. Jesus. Fast has retired from the session in P3. I mean, that's the risk Dust takes with leaving it so late. He's P20 now in a crucial championship fight, and his teammate and championship rival is P1. That compromised me for pole. Yeah, sorry, man. Who knows what's going on? Kevin looks like he is on his outlap. Just P20 to top 5, maybe. Mate, he's gonna need at least a podium on a track that is very hard to overtake on. Fabi is going to be coming across the first sector split in a second. He needs to find about 6/10, and he has found about 10.5 in the first sector. Looks like it was purple, but we don't know with this game. So nicely done from him. Bulle is 3.5 tenths up on his time. Alex, we will see. Hello, Jimmy. What can I do for you? Alex is going to be... How far up is he? He is almost half a tenth. So Bulle looking like he might well have a chance at pole. We will stay on board with him. Hopefully he does not get impeded by anyone. But this is looking like it could come down to the wire. Bulle finding pace out of nowhere, really. Hopefully he can maintain that. It looks like he's taken quite a lot of curb there, and that was very nicely done. Kept the speed going. My tyre is still on the track. Oh, Bulle almost hits the Alpine. Hopefully he doesn't get impeded by the Aston Martin. Looks like he should be all right. I missed the second sector split there, actually, from Bulle. Alex is still the exact amount up on his time. Bulle looking like he might well be able to take pole for the moment. What's it going to be? He doesn't. He lost so much time. I don't know where, but that is Alex on pole for the moment, unless Kevin can take it. Looks like Kevin is down on his time. So definitely not from him. Alex goes even quicker with a 27.2. Wow, very, very quick from him. He's been practicing. Serious pace from the AlphaTauri man. Yeah, and that is looking ominous for him and his championship chances in a good way. Dust is down at the bottom, and I'm just going to quickly tag everyone and let them know. Lovely. Right, that is pole for LX with a 27.2. Dominant. Really, really dominant. 5/10 clear of his mate Bully in the Alfa Romeo. Kid happy with his P5, and so he should be. Got Farth down in P4. His teammate doing very nicely up in P3. I must have missed that whilst I was typing. Kevin with a very good... Oh, he's gone. There we go. LX P1, Bully P2, Fabi P3, Farth P4, Iron Kid P5, Kevin P6, as we're saying. Then it is Simon, who has not had the qualifying he would have wanted, down in P7, Jay-Z in P8, Dom in P9, Kadoy a little bit off the pace compared to his usual in P10, Skillet in P11, Goey in P12, Johansson in P13, Jimmy in P14, Elichi in P15, J Rat in P16, Franz in P17, Alex in P18, Chris in P19, and Dust in P20 with a time not even set. And that is going to spell some serious danger for his championship chances, because this is a very, very tough track to overtake. With a little bit of rain, we might have a mixed up race. We'll have to wait and see. We've got Kadoy as a host at the moment. P13, P14 Mercedes. Yeah, not the greatest qualifying for the Mercedes boys. And here we go. Looking pretty overcast here in Japan. We might well be getting some rain at some point of this race. Jimmy saying he has no clue where he crashed. I don't know, man. I don't know. Hopefully, fingers crossed, everything gets sorted in terms of lobby and we can get underway. Franz is taking the penalty for the incident with Dust, which is a real shame. Has ruined Dust's chances in this race probably, but he did leave it to the last. I don't think you need to be saving two sets, especially if there was rain in the race, but we will see. Hopefully we'll be getting underway shortly, and hopefully there's no desync on the stream. Looks like we are at 1 light, we're at 2 lights, we're at 3 lights, we're at 4 lights, we're at 5 lights. And we are underway, and it looks like everyone's got away nicely, and there's no safety car, which is just lovely. Alex doing very nicely into turn 1. Looks like the Red Bull's been forced out a little bit wide. Was that Fabi? It looks like it was. Now he's under pressure from Iron Kid. So Fabi dropped down into P5. I mean, quickly, position changes. Look at that, straight away. Dust up to P15 from P5. Fantastically done from him. Farth, who has some fantastic race pace usually, is up into P2. And looks like he's on the mediums compared to LX, who is on the hards. Yeah, Alex on the hards, Simon on the hards as well. It looks like everyone is facing the right way through Japan turn 1, as it looks like we've had a Red Bull go very, very wide there. That's Fabi dropping down into P6. Jay-Z has left the session already. Dom has got a 5-second penalty. Jesus, Jay-Z's internet is so bad sometimes. Bless him. He cannot stay in a lobby. There we go, invite sent. Dom with that 5-second penalty for a severe collision with J-Rat. Dust up into P12 on the hards. A fantastic start from him. So he's making up from quali already. Looks like Farth, unsurprisingly, is pretty close behind Alex. Alex does not need to do anything stupid for the moment. Jay-Z has joined. Looks like the lobby, or the stream at least, is a little bit glitchy. But looks like everyone is fine for the moment. We will pop on the telemetry. Yeah, jumping about a little bit. Probably to be expected with a tiny bit of desync. But hopefully everything is fine for the moment. Looks like Chris Piper has left the session. I'll send him. Oh my god. Good lord. Crossplay is a pain in the arse. Chris Piper has an invite. LX, unsurprisingly, setting the fastest lap of the race. Iron Kid looks like he's managed to get past Boulay. And these guys are now 1.4 off the back of LX and Farth. Looks like we have had a Ferrari. Who's that? That's LX, who has spun. Looks like Jimmy Jag losing a few places. And it looks like we have a massive gap from Kadoy to J-Rat. So J-Rat doing what he did in Mexico and doing a fantastic defensive job just to hold everyone up. Kadoy looks like he has managed to get past Simon. That's probably unsurprising considering Simon's on the hard tyres. Iron Kid will be wanting to burn a little bit of ERS to catch up to the back of these guys and stay within the DRS train. Looks like we might have to put up with a little bit of a glitchy stream today, with a bit jumpy, but hopefully everything is synced properly for the rest of it. Hopefully fast internet stays. Actually, it's Kadoy, so that should be all right. He never usually leaves the session. Speaking of Kadoy, he looks like he's going on the attack against Fabi, who's now down in P6. Chris Piper has joined. Fantastic. Kadoy is not going to be able to make the move. Looks like Kevin is the closest, or Bully actually, closest. Iron Kid has really got some serious ERS on that car. As Alex takes the fastest lap of the race, now it's Iron Kid. Now it's Kadoy. So these guys are going to close up again. Looks like we've got a Haas and the Alfa Romeo going side by side into turn one. This is brave. Very, very brave from these guys, but fantastic racing from Kevin and Bully. Hopefully Bully leaves him the space on the inside. Kevin just backs off. Very, very sensible from him. That was some really good racing, showing them how it's done into turn one, Japan. Iron Kid back within the DRS zone of Farth, who's just being held up by Alex at the moment, probably unsurprisingly on this track. Alex is in a fantastic position with his tighter rival Dan in P11 on the hard tyres, so we'll have a chance to make some moves later on in this race, especially if we are going to go to wet race. Looks like a little bit of a lock-up from the Mercedes ahead of him. Who's that? That's J Rat, whose defence has come to an end much quicker than it did in Mexico. He's had a bit of a moment. Looks like Franz Piper's had a little bit of a moment in the back, as it looks like Farth is super close to LX. So these guys are going to go side by side. They are, but we're going to miss that. And Farth is going to have another go at the hard-running AlphaTauri, the man who is looking very, very good to secure a healthy championship lead going into the final round. Which I will be here for, thank God, and we're trying to get Carter. Looks like Farth is going to go for the move. LX probably wise to back out of this one. Just needs to think of his own race. Is he going to do it? He isn't. Oh, and Farth is... Oh, that was brave. That was very, very brave from Farth. Just cut off the AlphaTauri. Judged that perfectly, you will say. And has now moved up into P1 with Iron Kid and Bully now going to be chasing the hard-running AlphaTauri. Looks like Fabi is going to make a move on Kevin. And looks like Kevin defended to the inside. Is Fabi going to go for it? He looks like he is. Kevin. Props to Kevin. He's a fantastic... Oh no, Farth has spun. Farth has spun. I don't think that was... that looked like it was just on his own. Now he's down into P8, and that changes everything. Iron Kid, these guys fighting, is giving LX a huge advantage. Looks like Iron Kid has been... Oh, he's just had a bit of a moment, and now he's down at P6. Japan proving very tricky for some of these guys, as Iron Kid now drops down into P7, and it's going to be Bully's chance to take a shot at LX, although LX is 2.4 up the middle of the road. That's not a saying, I've made that up. Johansson is going to be looking to make a move on Farth, who's gone from the lead to 8th pretty quickly. Looks like Dust has dropped down a few positions down into P12. Just needs to bide his time for the moment. Needs to... This damage limitation of the highest order. And just needs to pick up as many points as possible, and then probably hope, as he's going to run a little bit wide. Looks like he can't make his way past Jay-Z for the moment. No safety cars for the moment, which is nice. Excuse me. I've been talking all day. Dust is going to try and make a move on Jay-Z. Is he going to go to the inside? Looks like Jay-Z blocked him off pretty nicely. As Iron Pig kits up the... for corner cutting, wow. Oh, as Dust has really lost the rear. And is that going to give Skillet a chance down the inside? Looks like it might well do. Skillet has got much better ERS. Iron Kid into the pits. I have no idea what has happened there. Dust has gained a position but lost a position. He's lost a position to Skillet, but he's gained one on... as it looks like Dom is he's been passed by about 3 or 4 cars. Is Dust going to try one down the outside? He's not. He's just going to have to stay behind for the moment. Japan is proving pretty tricky for these guys. Bully is slowly closing in on LX, but LX is just looking supreme at the moment. Simon's still there on his hard tyres, so he's going to have a pretty good chance of P2 come the end of this race. Looks like we have had Johansson, is it? It is Johansson, who looks like he's run wide or been caught on the curb, and that is his race ruined for the moment. Barring any safety cars down into P16. Farth is still 2.6 behind Simon. As it looks like, who's that? We've had a spin up, maybe I missed it. Dust now up into P10. Not entirely sure what happened there. Another spinner is that Johansson again. Johansson probably with very, very hot tyres. Not been able to keep it on the track. Excuse me. As it looks like Jimmy Jags is lagging a bit. Although that is not to be surprised with as Jay-Z has left the session. Bloody hell, bless him. Jay-Z's internet is not liking him at the moment. He's up here. There he is. Come on back in if you can. Looks like we have had... Is that Bully who spun? Yeah, Bully spun. He's now by far... Jesus, these guys cannot keep it on the track. And look at that. That's a 4.2 second gap to LX. For LX over Kevin Ver. So he is absolutely running away with this race at the moment. Kevin looking like he's lagging about a little bit. Hopefully it's all fine for the guys in the lobby. Kadoy with absolutely zero ERS. Fabi, who is up to P4 after his misdemeanors at the start. Misdemeanors makes it sound bad. His excursions at the start. Looks like he is under threat from Simon, who's going to try and make his way. He's burning all that ERS to make his way around the Red Bull. Can he get it done? Looks like he will. Hopefully leaves him the space on the outside. He's squeezed him. And that is going to be the position for the finish man. Up into P4 on those hard tyres. And looking very good to challenge for a second podium in a row. And whilst we're at it, I'm going to find out what AlphaTauri needs to maintain or win the constructors today. So I believe it's 49 points is the maximum that a team can score. So that is 98. Let's find out. Right. Take away 217. Jesus. So, I believe Red Bull have to outscore AlphaTauri by 43 points. Jay-Z's left the session. Jesus. Okay. Jay-Z, I'll invite you back again, mate. Johansson Eric picked up a 10-second time penalty for track limits. I have absolutely zero idea how he's done that. He looks like he's being lapped by a couple of people. Kadoy has really dropped off the back of Kevin, who is having a fantastic race on his debut. And looking like he is keeping the pace with LX up the front. Although at some point, those medium tyres are going to start dropping off. Looks like we've got the two Red Bulls going side to side. Fabi defending from Farth. Farth looking like he's got a lot less ERS and probably looks like a lot less straight line speed on that car. But We'll Wanting has actually done very well to catch up again after his spin. It looks like, is that Dust? No, Dust has been overtaken by Skillet, who did not leave the room. Dust is going to keep it around the outside. Hopefully Skillet leaves him on the inside. That looks like it could be a warning, and Bullet is going to... Oh, Jesus. Dust now up into P7 on those hard tyres. He's going to get the DRS, so we'll hopefully keep this position for his sake. As it looks like we've got an Aston Martin of Dom who's going to try and make his way around the inside of Skillet. Hopefully they're all facing the right way. Looks like they are. Fantastic from them. Johansson Eric has retired from the session in the pits. Yeah, he was having a bit of a stinker. But that is in the pits, so no safety car for the moment. Dust up into P7. So he's got some really good pace. He's only 2.4 off the back of Farth. So we may well be seeing him fight through the field. Looks like Johansson Eric has left the session, and now Simon has been passed by Kadoy, or he's on the back of Kadoy, sorry, and has now got two very hungry Red Bulls looking to make a move on both of these guys. Looks like Kadoy has gone really deep into that corner. Is that going to give Simon a chance? Simon has 21% ERS, a lot less than Fabi, who has done a really good job of conserving his ERS. Perhaps just seeing behind, and looks like he's got some serious straight line speed on that car as well. Will he be making the move on Simon and Kadoy? Definitely looks like he has not much wing on that car. You can see how much Farth and Simon are closing up. Here we go. Fabi is going to try and make a move on Simon. It'd be very brave to do the inside. There we go. He just backed off. And we're probably thinking for the main straight. Oh, wow, that was close. As Kadoy's gone really wide. And is that going to allow Fabi a chance? Oh, no, he's hit Simon. He's hit the back of Simon. Simon's going to have to cut the corner. Simon gets a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting, which I imagine can be removed, considering he was hit from behind by the Red Bull. The Red Bull is now going to make a move on Simon up into P3. And all of this fighting is helping Kevin Ver. Look at that, 4.3. As now Fabi picks up a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting, and now Farth is in P3. These guys are swapping positions like there's no tomorrow, and this is most certainly helping Dust, who is now only 1.3 off the back of Kadoy. So this train may well find themselves under threat, certainly from Simon, and may well be Dust as well. In fact, these guys are pulling along Skillet, Bully, Dom, and literally as Skillet picks up a 3-second penalty, and so does Dom. These guys are pulling them along. Bully looks like he's made his way past Skillet. A very unusual position, actually. Looks like Skillet might have run wide with that 3-second penalty. Dust is now only 1.1 off the back of Kadoy. And can any of these guys break away J-Rat with a 3-second time penalty? Iron Kid has retired in the session. I'm not sure what quite happened to him. He was in a very good position in P5. I'm going to take a quick rest as I've been talking all day. And my throat is killing me, and I'm ill as well. Looks like Farth has 6% DRS, so not a whole lot. As looks like Fabi might be trying to make a move on his teammate. Fabi has got that car set up beautifully for the straights. Look at that, Fabi. Iron Kid is left from him. That is going to be P3 quite easily for the Red Bull man. And in fact, Kadoy, who has got the DRS, will be hoping to stay within the DRS of these guys. The Red Bulls looking pretty quick together, and they will be working together to try and catch up to the back of Kevin. Dust is still just outside of the DRS zone, although he's jumped in and out, so he needs to have a perfect race from now until the end. P2 maybe looking like it's off the cards. Looks like Fabi has had a moment, so that's another position for Dust. This is making his life a lot easier, as it looks like Skillet has ghosted through Fabi, who's now down into P9. These guys are, I keep saying it, really struggling with Suzuka today, which is not surprising. It is a pretty tough track. Kadoy is 3/10 behind Farth with a little bit more ERS, so these guys I imagine will be nose to tail for quite a while. Dust is having a fantastic race, to be fair. Not a great quali, probably left it too late and got impeded on his final lap, or his one and only lap even, but is now up into P6 on the alternate strategy, and is looking like he doesn't have a whole lot of straight line speed on the car. Simon is definitely pulling away, but just needs to maintain patience. His time will come almost certainly. He has got very good pace. And there you go, there's a free position. Simon has a little bit of a moment coming out of the final corner. 13 people watching. Dust make his way up into P5. Very nicely done from him. He'll be lucky if he can get up to the back of Kevin. But you never know. If he can clear these guys quickly, clear off into the distance, and close into about 3 seconds of the Haas, he may well be looking at a fight for P2 in the end, which will be so crucial for him. He will then only be 6 points behind going into finale, which is most certainly doable. Looks like Dust is really, really quick compared to the guys ahead of him. And is he going to make a move on Farth when he can? Look at that, just so much more grip. Is he going to try for the inside? It looks like he is. Farth, I imagine, will cover him off. Dust better not do anything stupid. He doesn't. Very nicely done from him. That patience we were talking about. Knows he just needs to pick up the points. If he has an instant, if he runs into the back of someone trying to take the position too quickly, that is his championship almost certainly over, as Alex is looking imperious at the moment. Up front, 5 seconds ahead of the next best man, who is almost 5 seconds ahead, or over 5 seconds ahead of the Ferrari behind him. Kadoy having a good race, up in P3, and almost clearing Farth behind him. As it looks like Dust now is going to make a move. Oh, got to be lucky to do it in there. 130, yeah, backs off. A lot more sensible from Dust than we saw from him last week, which is really good to see, because he's a very, very good racer and a very sensible racer, and always picks the right moves at the right time. Here we go. Is he going to try for the move on Farth? Farth looks like he's got a little bit of a better exit, and we'll get the DRS Here we go. Dust is going to go to the inside. He looks like he's going to try for the inside, but Farth defends beautifully by attacking. Oh, Kadoin, looks like there's a little bit of contact between those two. They've got away with it. Is that going to lie Simon? Oh, and Simon spun. Simon's hit the back of Dust. Oh, Simon, you... Oh, Simon. Yeah, Simon just went in way too hot to that corner. Took out Dust. And Dust is getting very unlucky in this session. I must say, he's been impeded on his quali lap and has now been hit by Simon, who looks like he might have a little bit of wing damage. Doesn't. But Dust still within the chance. Looks like Kevin has come into the pits. He is in P10 on those hard tyres. So he's the first one to blink for the normal runners. Dust definitely has the pace. So we'll be catching up to the back of Kadoy and Farth, I imagine, pretty quickly. But that might well be his chances at a P2 gone. And we might well be looking at Dust getting a P3 or fighting for a P3, which again, as we keep saying, will be crucial for him because he needs as many points as possible. Alex is 11.4 seconds ahead of Farth. Fantastic from him. We've had a Litchi, Skillet, Goey, just Litchi and Skillet, who have been just quietly running their races actually. Especially Litchi on those hard tyres, who has had some really good pace and has got 75% ERS. So he's looking really good. Kadoy looks like he has come into the pits, I imagine, for the hard tyres. He does. Who else is coming? Skillet for the hard tyres, I imagine, as well. Farth carries on. Dust is closing up to the back of Farth. So that contact with Simon has certainly set him back a little bit, but he still definitely has a good chance to make as many positions up as he wants to. Look at that, he's closing in with every single corner. 1.7, I imagine it will drop down to 1.6 by the time we get out of Sector 2. Elsewhere, we have not many fights down the back of the field. It is Simon behind Dust is the closest fight at the moment. We've got Litchi behind Fabi, who has a 3-second penalty, I believe. And we have Bully, who's quite close behind Kadoy. Kadoy looks like he has managed to hold off the undercut from Bully. And we'll be now looking to get an uncut on Farth and the guys ahead of him. Alex is just running his own list. Look at that, 90% ERS. He is cruising, absolutely cruising for the moment. A fantastic race from him so far. And he is looking to take prime position going into Abu Dhabi. He wants to take his first PRL championship. I think he missed 2 races as well, 1 or 2. So it's really, really impressive from him. Looks like we have Alex and Jay-Z fighting down at the back. Litchi still on the back of Fabi, just being pulled along a little bit. And it looks like Fabi is now into the pits on those hard tyres, or going onto the hard tyres. Dust, it looks like we've had... Who's that? Is that Kevin? No, it's not. That's Franz. Franz has spun as Kevin sets the fastest lap of the race, unsurprisingly, on those fresh mediums. Sorry, hards. Dust is now within the DRS zone of Farth, who is starting to struggle on those mediums quite a lot. So Farth will be running his own race. I imagine he will be aware that Simon will be getting a penalty. For that, I'll be surprised if he doesn't. So he knows that that is a free position if Simon is ahead of him come the end of this race, obviously on the same strategy, and I believe Simon has a 3-second time penalty as well. Oh no, sorry, that was for corner cutting. So they are on the same amount of penalties for the moment, but Simon will likely getting a post-race penalty, as it looks like Dust is starting to pull away from the Alpine behind him. Skillet picks up another 3-second penalty. That's 6 seconds for him. Looks like Kevin is being held up a little bit by Goey. Is Kevin going to try it round the outside? He's going to have the speed. I imagine Goey will let him go. Yeah, doesn't even try to defend. And will probably be dragged along a little bit. Franz Piker picks up a 5-second penalty for spinning in the pit lane. And that's a shame for him. Dust is really close behind Farth now. Is Farth going to come into the pits? He is the longest runner on those medium tyres apart from Jay-Z. As Farth is still going, and he's probably likely going to be overtaken by Dust, who is going to go for the inside. Gives the Red Bull a lot of room, and that is P2 for the AlphaTauri man. Very, very nicely done from him. He has run a fantastic race, runs very wide in the first corner, and that's given Farth a little bit of impetus going into the S section, although I imagine he will not have the tyre grip to do anything with it. Bullet is now the holder of the fastest lap of the race with a 30.5. That's a nice done from him down in P8. He is about 5 and a bit seconds behind Kevin on the same lap old tyres. So he's going to have to pick up the pace if he wants to. As it looks like Dust has definitely almost certainly picked up a warning there. Went very, very wide into the second Degner, I believe. Or first Degner. The exit of the first Degner, whatever it was. Farth is hanging on pretty nicely. Simon has dropped off the back and it's not even within DRS range of Farth. So he's just consolidating his position for the moment with not much ERS to play with. Alex is 12.8 seconds ahead of Alex. It'll be interesting to see actually the pace difference between the two AlphaTauri men to see what could have been if Dust had a clean qualifying. Looks like we have had... Who's that? Is that Kevin? It is Kevin. Kevin has a spin. And there you go. Is that Dust's position? Or is that Dust's chance at... Oh no, that's not Kevin. Sorry, that's not Kevin. I got well excited. That's not Kevin. Kevin just wasn't in the shot. No, Kevin's going strong still. Although it looks like Bully is closing in a little bit, actually. Simon looks like he is coming to the pits on those hard tyres. Strap on a set of mediums. Farth is still carrying on. Is he going to go medium soft, I imagine? It'll be very interesting to see if he does. If he does, he's got a very good chance at the P2, or P3 even. Fabi picks up the fastest lap of the race with a 30.0. Alicia Christie still running a fantastic race in P4, only 3.6 off the back of Farth. Simon has come into the pits and he's come out in P9, a little bit of clean air. Looks like that is that Jay-Z or one of the McLarens behind him. Looks like we've got a few ghosted cars. Not entirely sure. Chris and Franz are both ghosted. No idea why. Because they're being lapped. That's probably why. Dust is actually closing into the back of Alex. So it looks like he's got some serious pace on that car. Almost certainly. Yeah, closing in. It would be too much to do now, unless Alex makes a mistake. When is Desk going to come into the pits? When is Farth going to come into the pits? And when's Alicia going to come into the pits as well? Can Dust push it to a hard soft to get that potential fastest lap point if he needs? Is he going to come in now? It looks like he's going to carry on for another lap. Farth is still, again, going on for another lap. It's almost certainly either going medium soft or goal hanging for a safety car. Safety car would certainly spice things up for the moment. Would almost certainly give Dust the P2 and a chance to challenge his title rival. Kevin looks like he has got past Alici, who is in the pits and has put on the soft tyres. So he's going hard soft. He's going to be undercut by quite a few people. Simon, Skillet, probably Dom as well. Dom is having a comfy little race. Stan in P11, which will turn into probably about P7 or P6. Kadoy in P6, who looks like he actually has been overtaken by Bully, because Bully was almost certainly one lap ahead. Looks like we have had... I'm not even going to worry that it's Kevin. It's not. That's almost certainly Franz. As Farth has almost, and he has now dropped off the back of Dust without DRS, although he is using his ERS to jump back in. Dust, I imagine, will have a lot more grip through, I think that's Spoon, is it? Not entirely sure. Looks like he hasn't, we have another yellow flag. Not sure who that is. There we go, Dust. I know Farth using his ERS, trying his very best. Looks like he's got quite a bit more straight line speed than Dust does on that car. Looks like we've had another... Who's that? Is that Skillet? That's Skillet who spun. I'm not entirely sure where. It looks like potentially the long right-hander. I don't know quite how he's done that. Maybe contact with another car. That's his ruined. That's his race ruined. Elsewhere we have Farth now in the pits onto the soft tyres. He's going to get the undercut on Dust. Dust almost certainly will be going for the soft tyres. Kevin jumps up into P3, unsurprisingly. Farth will be quite a way behind, actually. Will be behind his teammate as well. Looks like he will be. With a little bit of time to make up, and he's going to have to get past Simon as well if he wants a chance at the P3. Dust will actually come up behind, he'll come out in P8, won't he? So he's going to have to do some overtaking on the soft tyres. He's going to have much fresher tyres than Kevin, than Kadoy, than Fabi, than Simon. But not than Fast and not than Ilici. Again, just running a very comfy race. Thus, running actually at the same pace as Alex. So these guys look like they would have a fantastic battle for the lead if Dust had aced qualifying, but he most certainly did not. And yeah, how much will he be regretting not going out for what is usually a pretty standard just first out lap or a first flying lap, start the session, get a banker in. Decided to one run and done it, and that one run got impeded by Franz, and that is why he was down in P20. He's now up in P2, hasn't pit yet. Is he going to come into the pits now? It looks like he is. Alex has carried on for the moment. He can afford just to chill, and I can almost certainly afford to come in a lot later, strap on softs, and go for the fast stuff of the race. He's got a lot of ERS to do it. We will stay on board with Dust and see where he comes out in relation. I imagine he will come out P8, but he might be under threat from Ilici actually, and that will be pretty crucial for his race. He might well be under threat from Ilici here. No, it looks like he's alright. He's only just behind Farth actually, and he's on the mediums. Yeah. Brave from him. Could have gone for the softs. Chris Piper picked up a 3-second penalty. Could have gone for the softs. Could have gone for that fastest lap of the race. Has chosen to go on for the more durable mediums. So fair play to him. Hopefully he can make his way back up through the field. I imagine the bunch, oh God, I'm struggling to speak today. The pack will bunch up. I'm just going to check I'm still broadcasting. Yeah, I am. Sweet. I imagine the pack will bunch up as soon as Farth and Simon reach up to the back of Fabi, and they have done that exactly now. So I imagine you will be seeing Dust making his way up to the back of this fight as well. We will jump on board with Simon, see if he can make a move up on Fabi. Looks like we have had, I'm not entirely, that was a yellow flag in Sector 1 where the AlphaTauri was of LX. Has he lost any time? Doesn't look like he has. Who's that? That's Kevin. No, he should be alright. In fact, he should be more than alright. Not entirely sure. Oh, is he going to be alright? Is Kevin going to be able to get out ahead of us? He's not. But it's a lot closer than you would have thought. Wow. Kevin has got a serious undercut. He did pick quite a lot before, so it's maybe not as surprising as I'm making it out to be. But with the fresher tyres, or sorry, the warmer tyres, can Kevin make his way past LX? Could there be another twist in this race? We will wait and see. Looks like Alex's tyres have got up to temperature pretty quickly. So that maybe is his lifeline that he needed. Dust, unsurprisingly, closing up to the back of Kadoy. Looks like he's been overtaken by Simon. Simon's overtaken Fabi as well. So those medium tyres are working well for Simon. Farth as well. It looks like he's taken out his teammate. Just left a nose up the inside of Fabi in his almost desperation to get past. I didn't quite see that, turned to it pretty late. And there's that going to allow Dust to get past Fabi as well. I imagine, well, he's got a lot more ERS, although Fabi has an absolute rocket ship in a straight line. And maybe that was fast thinking that he needs to get past in the corners, because there's no way anyone's getting past that Red Bull. That may well be a report. We will wait and see. Here we go. Dust is going to try and make a move on Fabi, but look at that. So much straight line speed on the Red Bull, even with the slipstream. Nowhere near quick enough on the straights. Here we go. Fabi will be looking to make a move on Kadoy as well. Kadoy with 0% ERS as... Okay. Lock up maybe? I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say lock up, because that looked like a murder attempt. Hopefully not, because he gave the position back, unless he's just realigning himself for a murder attempt. We will, I imagine we'll wait and see what happened there. But Dust now up into P6, and with Simon and Farth having 3-second penalties ahead of him, this is looking fantastic for Dust to pick up the P3 that he would have been wanting. Kevin looks like he has got that P2 sewn up. Boulay running a very nice run, very nice race in P3, who is looking like he may well pick up a P4 if he can hang on to the back of Simon and Farth with those 3-second penalties. But Dust, we will be keeping a very, very keen eye on him. He set the fastest first sector of this race. I believe it is still Bullet who holds the fastest lap of this race. LX, I imagine at some point will be taking that on the soft tyres. We will wait and see what he does. Yeah, using the ARS, so probably going for a fast lap attempt. Looks like Alici has now got past Fabi, who has potentially wing damage or just losing a lot of pace after that contact with his teammate. Dust 2.1 behind the... Is that Alex? Probably. Yeah, almost certainly is. As Alex, there you go, fastest lap of the race. Another point for the AlphaTauri man, stretching his lead to what will be 7 points going into the race, the final race. If Dust can pick up that P3, looks like Simon has made his way past Bulle. So that is the provisional P3 for him for the moment. Farth will be looking to make the move as soon as possible. And Dust is certainly not far behind. Alici will be almost certainly looking to overtake Godoy for that P7, and has Fabi pretty close behind him, although Fabi does not have the tyres to be making moves anytime soon on Alici. Alici, after missing last week, is having a fantastic race, running it very calmly, hasn't been involved in any instance. I don't think I've seen him battle a car, to be honest. But he is running fantastically well. Farth is now on the back of Bulle, and Dust is now on the back of Farth. Still got 11 people watching. Hello everyone, welcome. Apologies for being incredibly tired. Christmas time is not a fun place to work in a bar, as you can imagine, even in the day. Alex is now 8.2 ahead of Kevin, so those soft tyres are really working for the AlphaTauri man, who looks to be cruising to what would be, I believe, his third win of the season. Farth is now going to be the one to watch. Can he make a move on Bulle, who has not a whole lot of grip left compared to these guys behind? Looks like Alici has now made his way past Godoy. Dust is going to stay back for the moment. Farth is, imagine, going to get a fantastic exit. Bulle gets a pretty horrendous one, a little bit of a wiggle. And here we go. Can Farth make the move? Godoy picks up a 3-second penalty. Looks like he cut the corner, potentially. Farth just not being able to make a move. Bulle is going to go down the inside of Simon, retakes that P3. And this is fantastic for his chances at a podium, or potentially a P4, depending on if and when Dust makes his way past these guys and has a go at Bulle, or if Bulle gets overtaken and Dust can have a go at what will be the podium positions for the moment. Due to the fact we have a couple of penalties. Although Simon's, am I tripping, or it's yeah, Simon's 3 seconds can be removed, I imagine. So makes it a lot more interesting. We've got 3 car fights. Fast, I believe, was just a 3-second penalty for time for corner cutting. Here we go. Dust is going to make his way up the inside. He doesn't. He actually backs off pretty nicely. And at some point, fast tyres are really going to drop off compared to the mediums around him. Looks like we've got a yellow flag. That is Franz Pfeiffer. Bless him, having a bit of a struggle today around this pretty tricky track. And again, Dust makes his way out pretty wide with a lot more ERS. Can he make the move on Farth? He isn't. He's just going to stay back. Simon very close behind Bulle. And Bulle actually is only 1.1 behind Kevin. So these guys, Kevin, from looking very comfy in P2, is now going to be under threat from Bulle, who's on the same lap, old hard tyres. And will be looking to make a move, although Simon is going to be making a move on Bulle. This is going to be pretty easy. Imagine down into turn 1. Very nice done from him. Bulle hopefully backs off. He does, although Simon does not have a lot of ERS left. Speaking of ERS, Dust is the one at the moment with the most. Fabi looks like he's made his way past Alici. So nicely done from him. Although we drop back behind with 3 seconds. Bulle now in P4 and under threat from Farth, who looks like he is trying to make the most of those soft tyres that will still be fresh, but will be waiting with every corner. Look behind, see if Dust can make a move. A little bit glitchy. Hopefully it's not the same for these guys. And here we go. Is Dust going to try and make a move up the inside? I imagine Farth won't give him the room. He is going to try and make him... Oh, he's absolutely sent one. Is he going to keep that? He's not, unsurprisingly. Farth was able just to cut back and retake the position. We did give him the lead, or give him the room on the exit. So nicely done from those two. as Kevin is now going to be under threat from Simon, who's looking very good for a P2 at the moment. Although does not have a lot of ERS to play with. I feel like something's going to happen at some point. Dust is really behind Farth. Is he going to make a move up the inside? It looks like he isn't. He's going to, yeah, thinks better of it. Very sensible. His tyres will be the best come the end of this race. Almost certainly. He's still got 3 laps to go. Needs to overtake about 3 cars. But is playing the patient game, and fair play to him, because that is probably going to work in the end. We will have to wait and see. It looks like Simon did not manage to get past Kevin for what would be a net P2. As it looks like Franz is getting out of the way of these guys with his glitchy car. Hopefully the stream is synced. Yeah, God, I'm struggling. The stream is synced properly, because we're real shame to find out that all the positions are different when we come to the end of this race. But we're going to assume it is for the moment. Farth looking like he wants to make a move on Bulle, who is running a fantastic race at the moment with no penalties. Dust still there lurking in the background. Just saving his ERS, I imagine, for the last 2 laps. Use a little bit now. But with the DRS train ahead of him, just can't make any moves for the moment. He's still got time. Simon, I imagine, will be looking to make a move on Kevin, who has a lot more ERS than the Alpine behind him. So we'll be able to defend better than the guys behind him. Is anyone going to try and make a move? It looks like Farth is the closest. Although is Dust going to go up the inside? He'd be brave to go up at the inside. He's going to go for it. Farth runs a little bit wide. Does go off track. Oh, Dust. Dust, dude. Yeah. I think you can only blame yourself there, unfortunately. Dust absolutely sent one up the inside of 2 cars. And that is not going to be the P3 that Dust was hoping for. Most likely a P5 for him, and a tall mountain to climb come the end of this season when it comes to the championship. We're on the second last lap with LX 11.9 out front. Absolutely running away with it. That is a shame from Dust, but he's still in with a chance. Anything can happen around Abu Dhabi. It can be quite a chaotic track, and we'll be here for it. Kevin looking good to hold on to his P2 for the moment. Skillet picks up a 3-second penalty. Simon has chopped off the back actually quite substantially. He's 8.5 behind. Sorry, 8.5 tenths. No, yes, 8.5 tenths. Now 7. Does he have better straight line speed, and can he close up a little bit to the Haas behind him? Bulle is looking like the man who will be taking P4 for the moment with Farth's penalty, and Dust is still behind. So Dust maybe has the chance to get past Bulle if he can really excuse me, motor on and use that ARS, but just looked like he got a bit frustrated. Staying behind everyone, went for the move. There was 2 cars ahead of him, and you can imagine the outcome of that. Here we go. Dust is going to try and make a move on Bulle. He looks like he was in AI mode for the moment, as Dust is almost trying to push the Alfa Romeo through. He's going to go up the inside. Oh, dearie me. Yeah, so much quicker is the AlphaTauri. Just, yeah, be very brave to go up the inside of turn 3. Can he make the move? He's still got a chance. Is he going to go for the inside into the Degners? He's not. He's going to back off. Looks like Farth is really backing off. Farth looks like he's, I don't know, slowing down quite a lot. And Dust goes for the inside. Some questionable moves being made from Dust in desperation here. Needs that what would be a P4. Can he make the move around the inside of Bulle, who's just squeezed him onto the grass? But Dust has got that move done fantastically. Farth is incredibly slow. Has he run out of fuel? Yeah, he has. Farth has run out of fuel. Almost certainly. Dust, you'd imagine, we'll be making, as Bulle has retired from the session. Jesus. All right, everything's going on. Looks like Kevin's run out of fuel as well. Oh, we can get a Dust P3. Looks like we are. LX, oh, and LX has won the race pretty comfortably. Simon is going to come home in P2. Sorry, I missed LX. Farth will be coming home in P3, although it looks like Dust has been beaten to the line by Kevin, so that's a P4 for Dust. Absolute chaos at the end of this race. Farth in P5, Alici with a very nicely driven P6. Fabi on his debut in P7. Bully, I have no idea what happened in P11. Dom looks like he's come across the line in a nice P8. Kadoi in P9. Goey in P10. J-Rat in P11. Jimmy Jags is still running for the moment, but that was absolute chaos at the end of that race. A few people lost their heads, which is a shame. But there we are. That looks like most of the classified runners are through. And we are just waiting on Skillet, it looks like. And there we have it. And that may very well be the Constructors' Championship. For AlphaTauri, congratulations to them. They've been fantastic all season. And that is a very well-deserved first Constructors' Championship. First championship, actually, in this this PRL Season 2. And there we have it. Oh, maybe not. LX, a fantastic controlled win from LX in P1. Picks up pole, the win, and fastest lap. Simon in P2. Kevin in P3. Dust coming home in P4 from P20. But maybe could have been more, could have been less. Farth, nicely done in P5. Alici in P6. Fabi in P7. Dom in P8. Goey in P9. Kadoi in P10. J-Rat in 11th. Jimmy Jags in 12th. Skillet in P13th. Bully in P14 after DNFing. And then we've got, I believe, everyone else DNFing. Well, I think Alex maybe carried on. Chris carried on. Jay-Z carried on. Franz, Iron Kid, and Janssen all DNF'd. And there we have it. I'm going to go drink 1,000 litres of water because my throat absolutely kills me. And there we have it. Thank you all for watching. We will see you next week for an actual exciting title battle. I imagine the Tier 2 1 is going to be a little bit less exciting unless LX has a bit of a moment. In AlphaTauri, it's going to be me versus Mr. Cookie. In Brazil, equal points, 186 each. So we will see you then. I will try and get, well, I'll almost certainly try and get Carter in. And see if we can get someone else in, maybe Liam, because it would be good to have two commentators for the finale. Hopefully with a full grid as well. Thank you all for watching. We will see you next Thursday. Peace.